Welcome back to the Millennial Classics, y'all. My name is Q, and on this show, we talk about the best and most memorable movies, books, and culture changing events from our generation. Today, we are talking about the series of our generation, Harry Potter, and we are on book 5. We are talking Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. I am not sold by this cover. This cover does not speak to me. I think it's one of my least favorite in the series, at least these types of covers. I bought the set, and in the set, the Order of the Phoenix doesn't speak to me. We're getting into the review real quick. There are 3 major points in this book that I really do like. Number 1 is the rising of the conflict. Number 2 is the character growth. And then last but not least is the government interference. The rising conflict and the growth of the characters are like 2 sides of the same coin for me, because I do feel like it took a lot for the characters to grow. The rising of the conflict gets so intense that the characters, specifically Harry, has no choice but to grow the fuck up. We gotta say, Sirius dies. And that's what causes. I know it's the last fucking thing that happens in the book, but Sirius dies because of really stupid fucking decisions that Harry makes. Don't listen to these dreams that you're having. Hermione is begging him and pleading with him the entire fucking time, telling him, stop. These premonitions that you're having are not a guide to solve the mystery. Get with the picture. Listen to Dumbledore. Do your occlumency classes. We understand that Snape's not your favorite person. But Dumbledore is telling you to do it. Hermione is telling you to do it. The 2 smartest people in this entire series, in this entire universe, bar none, it's not even close. But Harry is too thick-headed to listen. So it takes a lot for Harry to grow. Honestly, he doesn't come to the realization until the end of the book, when his godfather, the only person in his family that actually cares about him that is still alive, and I say family, but like outside of the Dursleys, Sirius was the closest thing he had to his family. I was very, 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 very frustrated with Harry this entire book, straight from the beginning. Because in the beginning, he's such a brat. He's such an annoying teenage brat, and obviously he's a teenager in this book, and I'm reading this as an adult. And but the first 3 quarters of this book, him at the Dursleys, him when he gets called to the Order of the Phoenix, up until they get to the school, he's this moody teenager. Why isn't anyone telling me what to do? What's happening? I have to listen to the regular news to find out. Hermione and Ron, why aren't you guys sending me letters explaining to me what this? Listen, they've been given orders, okay? And that's the situation. Anyways, look, I say the character growth. It's the one thing throughout this book that kept me reading, because it's the thing that frustrated me the most. It's the thing that I was thinking about this book the entire time. It's what kept me going. It's what kept me flipping the pages. I'm not liking the direction Harry is going, so let me find out where he's going to end up. And it ends up in a really shitty place with Sirius dying. And I think J.K. Rowling does this perfectly. I think in the Order of the Phoenix, Harry is still a kid. He is the chosen one, but he's still a kid. So he has these 2 paths that he can't take. I'm going to go against the grain and do it my way because I believe I'm the chosen one and I'm going to follow my gut. Or I'm a kid and I'm going to listen to the smarter, the adults, the people in my life that are telling me what to do. He ends up putting Sirius in a situation where he ends up dying. So that's why I really like the growth in this book, because it's forced growth, which is the reality of most situations. People don't learn from being told from their parents. Most of the time they learn because they F up, they make a big mistake and they're like, holy shit, never again, I'm not going to do that again. So that's the character growth part. The rise in the conflict is pretty intertwined with the character growth, like I said earlier, but I love getting to know the Order of the Phoenix. We find out about the previous folks that were part of the Order of the Phoenix and what had happened to them and how many of them had passed away, including Harry's parents and Neville's parents. And the conflict in this book is real. Voldemort's not sneaking around Quirrell. He's not sneaking around Wormtail trying to revive his life. He's alive and well, and it all happens at the end of Goblet of Fire. So in Order of the Phoenix, shit is fucking real. Taking over the Ministry of Magic. He is getting Umbridge to go into Hogwarts and take over Hogwarts. He is trying to take over all the major institutions in the wizarding world because he's the man, he's got the power, and he's got his crew back. So things are intense, and I love, 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 love that. The only thing about the government interference that I respect is That would be the reality of the reality. It seems like the most sensical path for Voldemort to take. The way he was taken down last time wasn't even by the government, it was by the Order of the Phoenix, like I said. He wants power, like ultimate, I am the ruler of everything. You do what I say or you die power. But the current situation in the wizarding world is people do what the ministry says because the ministry can take your magic away, can take your wand away, can do those all kinds of restrictions. So Voldemort's very smart. Until he gets all of his power back, until he's the fucking guy again, he has to do it the way that the current situation is working, and he goes after the ministry. I think it just makes the most sense. I think every book up until Half-Blood Prince, there is an intermediary bad person and Umbridge is that person in this book. And I think I like Umbridge the best. Pearl is a punk. The basilisk is a basilisk. It's an animal. Umbridge is legit. She is so fucking good at what she does. She tortures the kids at school, making them bleed from the back of their hands, and all of the other teachers can't say jack shit. She is a real bad guy. She makes you hate her in the best way. It is wonderful how J.K. Rowling shows how Umbridge goes and just tortures the entire school, not just the students, the teachers as well. Let me just give you at least one quote. It's a conversation between Professor McGonagall and Harry once Dumbledore leaves. Is it true that you shouted at Professor Umbridge? Yes, Harry responds. You called her a liar? Yes, Harry responds. You told her he who must not be named is back? Yes, Harry responds. Have a biscuit, Potter. And it's lovely. Obviously, these are things you don't do to a teacher, but if the teacher is Umbridge, have a biscuit. I really, really did enjoy this book. It was one of those books that was frustrating me throughout, but moved the story along very well. It's the book that frustrates me the most because Harry is doing the most frustrating things in this book. But because Sirius dies, because Harry's doing all of the things that are the most frustrating in the entire series, because of that, he also grows the most, I believe, in Order of the Phoenix. I know in Goblet of Fire, we go to the Quidditch World Cup. We meet the other schools, so the world expands. The wizarding world is an actual world. It's not just Harry and Hogwarts, right? But then we find out about the Order of the Phoenix. We find out about the history of what happened when Voldemort was alive the first time. We find out a whole lot more about the Ministry of Magic. So the world continues to expand, and I think it's the longest book. There's the most that happens in this book. I'm the most frustrated with this book. So I don't know where it lands in like my lineup of my favorite books. It's my least favorite movie. The movie's too short to handle all of what's happened in this book. It really is. I couldn't stop reading this book because I was so frustrated. So I think that's a good thing. It's a piece of work that I was really mad at a lot of the time, but I couldn't stop reading. And I think if you are burning through a book, it's a sign that it is good. It's doing something to you that's making you want to at least finish the piece of work. Probably top 3 for books for me in the series. After I finish doing the Deathly Hallows, we can go make an entire video of how I rank all the books. But until next time, that's Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix, and we'll see you when we do Half-Blood Prince. Deuces.